Yes, I welcome one and all. This is RasTafari of the Now Church. I hope this one finds you in good health and good iris. In the name of the One Most High, Jah, RasTafari. This one is called Hermetic Philosophy, is based on African Spirituality, Part 2. Let's get right into the weeds of Hermeticism. The Emerald Tablet of Thoth is a major document for the tradition. Its essential teaching is that the source is infinite, conscious, and intelligent, and universal correspondence, that everything comes from that one source and interrelates with each other. Those that vibrate closer to each other have numerology and other characteristics in common. They attract each other and resonate with each other. The actual Kemetic tradition of Tahuti demonstrated this teaching by building the Sphinx, a lion-bodied being, at the time of the constellation of Leo, occupying the precession of the equinoxes. The Judaic Kabbalah describes the macrocosm and the microcosm as a prime example of this law. God is the macrocosm, and the microcosm is man, God's mini-me. The Messiah is the archetypal man, the Son of God, and the archetypal microcosm, Selassie. Khemet represented this by the myth of Osiris and Horus, also known as Asur and Heru. Asur was killed by the wicked unjustly and became lord of the underworld, the spiritual realm. Heru was his miracle son by Isis or Oset, and is his representative on earth, and who avenges his father's death. The Father and the Son are one, according to one Bible verse. In sub-Saharan Africa, among the Yoruba, the hero is Shango. Generally, in West Africa, this principle is represented by the people being the children of the ancestors who have now become divine. The supreme macrocosm in Yoruba is Oludumare, but all beings that follow the law are many divine beings. This is a type of monotheism, more properly called henotheism. The same principle is found in Hermetic teachings. It is also called panentheism, as opposed to pantheism. A supreme God presiding over other gods. The modern book, The Kybalion, is a watered-down version of Hermeticism. It establishes the first law out of 7 as mentalism, that all comes from cosmic mind. Therefore, our mind state affects both our experience and the external reality. The other 6 laws are simply riffing on duality and polarity. In Khemet, this was manifested by the need for every deity to have a consort of the opposite gender. Kemetic civilization developed a complex metallurgy, so may have originated what the Arabs and the Europeans came to call alchemy. But if that's not the case, we can still trace alchemy to Khemet as an application of corresponding the stages of the Kemetic mystery school system initiation to physical chemical stages and processes. The aim being making gold or an all-healing philosopher's stone, which in its mental spiritual application is the completed initiation to the divinized stage. Rosicrucianism derives from the perspective of Hermetic teaching, with an emphasis on using alchemy for physical healing and its symbology for spiritual advancement. Paracelsus is an example of an alchemist, healer, doctor. While Jacob Boma was an alchemist of spiritual initiation. He has many works of spirituality and mystic Christianity. Freemasonry, which is a lower level, hence more worldly minded derivation of Rosicrucianism, is based on three main levels of initiation, the rituals of which tell the story of a master mason being unjustly murdered and his resurrection with the help of the lion paw grip of another master mason. This is similar to Osiris being resurrected and returning as Horus, and the story of Christ. It is significant that Khemet is famous for pyramids and other magnificent buildings, and that takes advanced architects and masons. Unlike Rosicrucianism, Freemasonry makes no direct reference to Khemet and its deities, which can be understood as a focus on Judeo-Christian tradition, which most Europeans at the time were limited to in their acceptance. The Kemetic priests did wear aprons as the Masons do. All pyramids, whether with steps on the outside or not, represent energy and initiates rising to heaven or divinity by degrees, which is the formula of Hermetic initiation. Kemetic metaphysics is essentially the same as sub-Saharan cultures in Africa, like those of the Dogon, the Yoruba, and Ife. They are henotheist, panentheist, with a pantheon of deities, ancestors, and a supreme ruler overall. The earliest rulers of Khemet were of a Negro phenotype, as were their earliest deities such as Osiris. For more evidence of the African identity of Khemet, please check out the works of Senegalese scholar Cheikh Anta Diop. Indeed, he was an expert in this field, and I hope that the eyes would look into him. That's my case. For now, I rest the case that Hermetic philosophy is based on African spirituality. If you have any questions or objections, please mention them in the comments section, and I will do my best to reply. Be well in the Most High, Ixyaber Amlak, Almighty I Jah, RasTafari. Peace and love, Adrian.